afternoon, guys. Well, here we are back at the boat. We haven't been up for a couple of weeks, and so I came up yesterday. Well, we both came up yesterday, separately though. I came up the day before, didn't I? Yeah. Anyway, reason we came up was the water tank saga, but I will mention that later. Yeah, I just thought we would run over what we've been doing, or what's been happening this weekend. Before we get onto that, I'd just like to say hello to new subscribers, and we would be really appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, which will then notify you of our next video, which I don't know how that will be yet, but anyway. Yeah, so just thought we'd mention that. The other thing was just a little bit of background. Obviously family and friends know, but neither of us have got any experience in boat building or any experience of building full stop. So this is a real big project, which we realise what we've taken on, but it was something that we really wanted to do, and it is just really, so when you're watching these videos you see that, you know, clearly we're not professionals.
We're winging it.
We are winging it, but with a lot of fantastic advice that with people that are so willing to give us advice. And we really appreciate it. Plus, with other people that have done videos on YouTube, you know, they've been so valuable and helpful that it's given us the inside to take this project on, really.
Chris Mears, big shout out to him.
Yeah,
he's been fantastic.
Chris Mears, although he's not building himself, the amount of knowledge and insight that he gives in his videos on his boat build has been brilliant.
Yeah, definitely follow him. He's brilliant.
Yeah, and we've also, you know, got some great comments and watched people like Martin and Fran on Narrowboat Moonshine. Some of the stuff on there has been really good for us.
Christine and the boys.
That was really useful to us.
Narrowboat
Hands, Paul, who's at the wharf here, which we'll talk about in a moment. And who else has really been there?
Oh,
Colin Jacks has been
Colin Jacks. Yeah, it's worth following Ollie and Jason and the narrowboat that James built.
Yeah. So there's some great people to look at and watch on there for anyone. Anyway, so that's that bit out of the way. So this morning we had Paul, who is from Loom. Now he came down this morning. Fantastic guy. He's been really great, giving us some fantastic advice. And he's basically, what he does is he do looms for all the 12 volt for the boat. So he's come along this morning, and basically I've told him what we want, and he's planned it all out, and he's gone away now, and he will, and his team will build the looms for all the 12 volt, and then that will be delivered to us here, and then we'll just fit it out. So we'll give you a little run around the boat so you can kind of see what he does and how it works. So, because my knowledge on electrics is very, 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 very low. So
I think what we'll do is we'll put Paul's number up in the description.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to, we really highly recommend him. Really nice guy. So if anyone wants to contact him, you know.
Yeah. We'll put his details up.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so this is basic how it starts. So we're going to have an electric cupboard here, which I think we spoke about on the last video. Anyway, so the distribution centre for the 12 volt is going to be on here. So everything I run from here. So what there's going to be is there's going to be obviously all the lights are 12 volt. all the pumps and igniters for the gas hob and oven. So that is all 12 volt. So this is what I'm going to be talking about, just the 12 volt. So basically what he does, he comes in, asks us what we want, where we're going to have it, and then basically he does a little plan, all as you can see on our insulation. So when it gets sent to us, I know exactly where all the looms go to. So it's all colour coordinated. Once we get the looms and we start putting it up, it'll obviously make more sense as we're going along. But basically, it's in two parts for the lighting system. Well, above the gunnel system. So there'll be the first section which will run with feeds off for various bits and pieces like light switches, lights. So we've got galley lights that will go across the top here, and it runs again, and then there's more galley lights, and then runs again, more galley lights, and then we've got above the breakfast bar here, we're going to have two hanging down lights situated around sort of here. We're going to have switches, obviously for the lights, so they will be in various places already set out. Yeah, so we've got the hob igniter feed there, the fridge and freezer cables, because they're going to be 12 volt, the fridge and freezer. So they're there, and then as you come down, obviously more lights, and then we're into the saloon, then we're into the bathroom here. So in here we're going to have obviously a feed down to the shower pump, which will be there, and we're going to have an extractor for the shower there, and then into the bedroom. Obviously we're going to have reading lights off a panel here, and then just obviously the lights through to there, and at the end here we're going to have the nav lights, starboard port there, water pump and the water gauge sensor, and then we're going to have the horn and the tunnel light cables there. So yeah, so this is all going to be in a loom all set up, so literally when we get it we just unpack it and then we'll be fitting it up, which will make more sense when we've got it, and we'll do a vlog on that once it arrives. The other thing we'll get to is the saga of the water tank, which is still ongoing. So now, new plan. So we now have, as you can see, the tank, I've put the tank back in. So what we're going to do, we've got a bit of advice on what to do. So the plan is to take the two feeds off the top, so it's the filler and the breather valve. We're going to get them cut off and repositioned. Now originally we were going to reposition them on the front, but having spoken to Paul, who's Narrowboat Hands, who's also worth watching because he's got his own channel, Narrowboat Hands that is, he came up with the idea of actually putting the feeds on the side down here, because there's plenty of room there, and then that means that we can actually get to it to fit the Jubilee clips, clamp them down, no problem, which also means that it can then go out, the filler and the breather can go out in this locker here. So they'll be out of the way and they'll be covered. So that's the plan with that. Also, the other thing, what we'll do, because this is going to be a wardrobe, we can have a panel, detachable panel here, which means any maintenance at any time, you can get to it without any problem. So that's the plan. So I've been out getting little bits and pieces that we needed. So I've now got a little bit of 2mm stainless steel, which obviously will be used to patch the where these are cut off. So they'll be patch welded into there, and 2 bits of pipe, which will be used because obviously these aren't going to be any good. So these are going to go on the side down here, but this one is slightly too big for the pipe, so I'm going to have to try and grind this down, which is going to be fun. So
might have to video that one for your entertainment.
We'll see how we get on with that. So if I can grind that down, because the thickness of it is just a little bit too much. So if I can grind that down on this, because there's plenty of thickness there. So if I can grind it down just to get the pipe on there, then I can clamp it. Yeah. So I'll be just clamping this on. But at the moment, it's the same size. So if I can get it just take some off the edge, I can get it on, then I can clamp it. If I can get it into sort of like there. So that's obviously for the breather. So it's got the 2 Jubilee clips on it, just ready. I mean, it's just ready for when Paul comes to sort it. But this was the problem one. So you saw that I was grinding back this bit of metal, which obviously I have, and you can see I've managed to get it on. It's been a bit of a tight fit, but I've managed to get it on there.
We put it in hot water, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but a lot of it was down to the grinding off just to get it past there. But you can see it's going to go nowhere. So yeah, so that's it finished. So that'll be ready for when Paul comes to do the tank.